This is the story of three men from the same town with one burning ambition: Olympic glory in Beijing. Their rowing career started on the River Bann when students at the local grammar school Coleraine Inst. Richard Archibald has represented Ireland for almost a decade and will be competing at his second Olympics. Alan Campbell will be testing himself in rowing's only individual event, the Ironman discipline, single scull. Completing the trio is Richard Chambers, whose meteoric rise in the sport saw him crowned world champion last year.
For every sportsman who wants, elite sportsman who wants to do well in the sport, they've got to aim right at the top. For a footballer, it's the World Cup final. For a rower, it's the Olympic Games.
You think about being on the podium, you think about who are the faces you'll be able to pick out straight away, who'll be on the podium with you, what the guy who's going to present the medals look like, what the medal's going to look like. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Putting every day of every year that we've put into rowing into that one race. By the time we get to the start line, I've done all I can do. I've been wound up and I just have to be let go.
We've been with them every step of the way in the toughest year of their lives as they chart a course to China.
In the morning before we go off to Cyprus on our first training camp of the year, and just to let you see, this will be a familiar sight for the next 11 months. A packed suitcase, get a flight from Gatwick to Cyprus and then off on holiday. Oh well, not quite. Warm climate, but ergs and cycling, and I'll speak to you again in Cyprus.
Oh, sorry, it's me now. There's a new day on the other side. But I've got hope in my soul. I'll keep walking, baby. Keep on walking, baby.
It's really good fun and we get on really well. We're a good team. It's a good team atmosphere. We know each other quite well. We know what makes us tick.
What's his name?
Going first. Just finished 24k ergo, which took about an hour and a half, over an hour and a half, and it's the second one in 12 hours, and to be honest I'm feeling pretty screwed. I was pulling the same splits as what the girls pull on a good day. It's not good. I was shaking all over while doing it. Pretty knackered, need to get some sleep in. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm already shattered, and I just need to get some sleep in and go to bed for the next 45 minutes before the next session. Yeah, good fun, great fun.
Okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning in May, and I'm just leaving home in Belfast now because I want to be down for Tuesday morning training, start the week in Dublin, and there's a trucker strike on today, so an exceptional day. I'm leaving an hour early. It's pretty dark outside, but hey, it's only one day a week. These things have to be done.
This is our typical way in it: jam sandwiches and water.
I'm a bit of a home bird. I'd much rather be at home training up in Belfast or up in Coleraine rather than Dublin or Seville or anywhere like that. Certainly had no problem driving at 3 o'clock in the morning down to Dublin rather than doing it the day before and losing whole evening and things like that. It's an extra night at home with my wife, and it sounds ridiculous, but those are the small things that keep you going.
The days just fly by. I mean, I can't believe we're married over 18 months now. You know, it really has gone very, very quickly. You know, other couples probably would struggle with the lack of time together. We just have to make the most of the time we have together and not dwell on the fact that he's away so much.
Without Francis Anne sort of understanding and being supportive, well, I couldn't have got this far. You know, you need somebody propping you up, picking you up when you're down, and keeping you down when your head's getting a bit too big.
It's not enough for Richard to climb Sleeve Donard. We have to overtake people climbing Sleeve Donard. And even when we were on honeymoon, you know, it wasn't enough to climb Sulphur Mountain. We had to overtake people and do it in half the time that was recommended in the Lonely Planet guide.
Doing anything active with me, or my family for that matter, is generally competitive in a playful kind of way. Yeah, so Francis Anne, she's been indoctrinated now, so she'll get there. She's okay.
He's extremely intense with his training, but he's very good at actually switching that off. You know, he does actually, so right, well, that's rowing, and now, you know, he can chill out at home and relax. You know, he's not as highly strung all the time, but it takes a very, very tough breed to do that type of sport. There's no doubt about it.
Just round to the left here is the Redgrave Pinson Rowing Lake and Sheriff's Boathouse. And this is it. This is where we come to work every day.
Basically, my life is rowing. You know, it's a situation of rowing is a bit of a mistress, really, and it demands a lot of your time. I happen to have a little green stripe put in my boat, and that's a little sort of representation of, you know, I like people to remember that I'm not just part of the GB Olympic team, I'm part of the Great Britain and Northern Ireland Olympic team, and a little bit of green there for Ireland and stuff, and just that people, you know, I remember my roots, and people are also to sort of realise that, and it's just something, a little differences and stuff, and just to help me, I like it, it stands me out a little bit.
The men who do the single scull are the best athletes in their country by a long way. They're superhuman and they're nuts, completely nuts, and that's what you have to be in order to do all this training day in, day out, week in, week out, 11 months of a year for 4 to 5 years to get to that level.
Bill came up to me and said, "Oh, you must be Alan." I'm like, "Yeah." And he said, "So what do you want to do?" And I thought, I'll be cheeky. I said, "I want to win an Olympic gold medal." And he said, "All right, okay, you're going to have to lose about 10 kilograms. You're going to have to do what I say, and you're going to have to build up this." And I was like, "What?" It's like, literally, this guy was deadly serious. Bill's a teacher. He teaches me about rowing. He teaches me about life. He's a mentor. He's also, you know, he covers all the extra things. He's my worst enemy. And I think because he's been there, I have a massive respect for him. You know, he won his silver medal in 1964 in the men's 4. He was the top sculler of his day in Great Britain. He'll come and tell me things were not good enough, I didn't work hard enough. He'll also come and say, "That was great, you did really well today." He'll also be the shoulder to cry on. He'll be the person I can ask advice about anything. Most importantly though, I trust Bill implicitly. You know, we've just built up this great relationships we have, and one hand action will be a 1,000-word conversation for anybody else.
He's one of our family. He's a part of the family to my kids, he's part of the family to my wife, and he's certainly part of the family to me, and in a way I'm part of his family and too.
A lot of my time is just spent training the whole time, eating and sleeping and training, and obviously that's the dedication I've put into my sport. I'm training for one race that comes around every 4 years. Christmas morning I woke up 6 o'clock, I was on the beach. So, just run from one end of the beach to the other, at the White Rocks, here in Portrush. I'm not going to do 20 laps of the sand dunes to build up the legs, get me stronger throughout.
To see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to
We came back, we opened Christmas presents, went to church. I came straight in, did my wood sawing on the telegraph pole. "40 minutes of shuttle runs with the 50-kilogram sandbags." We wanted to train when the others didn't, and just make it harder. But also, we looked at Olaf Tufte. He's from Norway. He's Olympic champion. He's this farmer. He's just very, very strong. He's got this animal strength inside him. We wanted to make it really tough. He's very much in my thoughts. He's in my boat with me, helping me train. Bill was like, "It may not make you physically any stronger. The fact that you've done it and you've committed to it will make you stronger in the boat." That's 40 minutes. Sorry. Came back, had Christmas dinner, and I had 3 big helpings. So, but it was like, and I think it was just the fact that I did that made a big difference.
to you.
This is my favourite session of the week. This is 10,500 metres on the erg and our lovely ergometer rowing machine, and it's the session I least like in the week, but it's a session I really would hate to miss because although you're gutted after it, you get a lot of benefit from it definitely, so it's a necessary evil to get the speed of the boat going faster. Racing is 2,000 metres, so this is effectively a quarter of the race, 500 metres, as hard as we can go 10 times. So it's sort of maximum power, maximum speed, maximum pain. It's brilliant. You start off quite strong, and you get to the fourth piece, and everything's really sore. You can be fresh for a couple of strokes every piece, but you get tired more quickly, and really you're just keen to hold on. And I suppose that's what we're going to need, that come the last 1,000 or the last 500 in a proper race. Mentally you're just going, I want to finish, but I know I can't, so I suppose that's what you do, you just try and hold it together. I find if I'm doing it my own, I have to pick myself up, so I find this mentally quite toughening during the winter, but it pays off. I know I'm supposed to be making weight at this time of year, but it's just, you have to refuel after a session like this, so plenty of fluid and plenty of carbohydrate and a sleep. Oh dear. Fun.
feeling pretty crap, to be honest. Well, I'm not too bad. We had the day off yesterday, Sunday off yesterday, and today we had a reasonably tough training day. I was just calling us just to push it on a little bit more, and other people in the boat were saying, no, back off. My theory is, this is training, your legs are supposed to be tired, you're supposed to be physically exhausted, you're supposed to come to the end of the week and be knackered, but that's all within the bigger picture. You know, you're looking towards the bigger picture of Beijing. I spoke to one of the other lightweight boats, and they said they were pushing on the training. They trained on Sundays, which I had pushed for, but we aren't doing. And I'm just a bit annoyed because I wanna up this training schedule a little bit, and well, not up it, but just work a little bit harder.
2 centimetres spare. Boat loading for Beijing. Just bagged the boat up, getting ready to go to Beijing. Get out into the containers in a minute and see it off. And then we'll see it again in another 2 months' time whenever we arrive out there to race. So last night I had some surgery on my knee. It was a pretty scary experience. It was. I'm going to be on IV drips now, as well as IV antibiotics. I have to get blood tests now. Basically what's happened is I've had an infection. It's built up in the knee, and basically this is probably the worst thing that could happen 8 weeks before the Olympics.
Couldn't move his leg. It was very swollen, it was very hot, and he was in agony, taking all of the painkillers, and we just said, I think we need an ambulance. So we called an ambulance and took him to Cheltenham Hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning.
We've got to try and get it straight, even though it's a bit sore. So just let it take it up. There, that's it. Good man. Just speed it up if you like, mate. Perfect. Good. Just try a little bit at the end, Alan, there, to take it up for me. Good lad. Well done. The more we can keep this now, the quicker we are getting back on that boat, okay? It's simple as. So, good lad. It's getting easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can put the resistance up if you want to go faster on your cadence.
So if you've had IV antibiotics, so if you don't feel well, then we just tell us we stop, okay?
Yeah, no.
So you feel lightheaded or anything, just because sometimes they can make you feel a bit groggy, so. It's the first bit of work I've really done in a while, but it's good. It's nice just to get sort of moving around, sweating a bit, but I think that's just, having been sitting in bed and everything else. I'm much happier being here now, though. These people treat me like an athlete. They don't treat me like a patient. They want to sort of help me perform at my best, and if I was on my own, what would I do? I don't know what I'd do, so I need these guys. I need the support and help. Yeah, it's working. That's much better. So this is working.
Indeed, there could be a slight advantage in terms of having a couple of weeks off at this moment in time, where you come back to it fresher in the mind and fresher in the body than you would otherwise be. And that's quite often played to an athlete's advantage in the past.
It's one more hurdle to get to the final. No one said it was ever going to be easy.
The Coxless Four had started as favourites, 2,000 metres of calm, clear water between them and glory.
I mean, the Olympics is special, and in a sport like rowing, it's everything. I mean, you have World Championships in the years apart from Olympics, but when the Olympics comes around, it just means it's the complete focus. Steve Redgrave actually had a very good quote that he told us when we were building up to Sydney, and we'd been world champion, and he was making the comment that yes, you're a world champion for a year, but you're Olympic champion for life.
I want to sit on the start line of Beijing and think I've done everything I can to put me in the best possible position here.
So the only reason to go is to win. The only reason to go is to win a medal. to better your performance. And you know, that's why we've got to this stage, is because we're not happy settling for second best.
This has been a long, hard journey. I've done a lot, I've worked very, very hard, and I'm not going to have any regrets.
It's 6 minutes, it's 6 minutes of your life, 6 minutes of that day.
There's no let up, there's no single stroke where you can just sort of take a little breather.
It's going to come down to who keeps their nerve, you know, who goes their nerve to the very end, to the very last stroke.
The pain of winning is always better than the pain of losing now, and that's one of the things that sort of drives you on.
It's one of the most painful things you'll ever do, but some might say it's worse than childbirth, but I don't know.
Nothing worth having is easy, so you know, we may as well go and take it rather than somebody else.
To win, you've got to have a perfect race on the day, and some people can get that, some people might not.
It's going to be tight racing, it's going to be great to watch, and it's going to be painful to row in, but that's what it's all about.
I love the sport, I love what I do, and it makes it all worthwhile. And yeah, it's just, I can't wait, and I'm just excited.